All right, let's kick this off with a little bit of high-spirited energy today. All right, that's it for the high-spirited energy you're gonna get today. That's an old Buck Owens tune, not a Buck tune, Buck Owens tune. I think it's called Cajun fiddling. Anyway, just learned it 5 minutes ago. Still haven't learned the whole tune. Working out some of the kinks. But that's probably more information that you really don't care about. You are here for the Magic Review. If this is your first time here and you don't know who I am, I'm FiddlinJonny, and this is my Fiddle channel, but it's also my Magic Review channel. And today I'm going to go ahead and do Bennie Chickering's CVF deck review. All right, if you haven't already, go ahead and like that button and hit the subscribe button as well. It really helps the channel, and stick around and we'll get right into this review. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm just always really grateful that you are here. It really does mean a lot to me, and I know a lot of people you watch on YouTube say that. I really do genuinely mean it. I'm just grateful for all of you and for being here. Which brings me to something that you can always like this video right now. You don't have to wait to the end. Really working hard to get 1,000 subs. If you have not subbed yet, go ahead and subscribe. My goal is to really provide good quality reviews for you. Before you run out and buy a product, come here first, see if I've reviewed the product, and get my honest opinion in terms of what I think about it. I'm going to try to provide the level of detail and answer the questions that I would have if I were you on the other side of this screen. All right, hit that sub right now. All right, thanks you guys. Let's just get right into this. I don't want to waste time. The CVF deck by Bennie Chickering. I'm not sure what CVF stands for. I think it's Coin Vanish Find, something like that, or Card Vanish Find, something along those lines. Anyway, Ben Chickering's new effect. What the heck is the effect? So here's what it is. You have a spectator choose a card from your deck of cards. All right, here's a deck of cards. They'll choose a card from there. You can have them sign the card if you want. You'll have them lose it somewhere in the probably about the middle of the deck. At that point, you introduce a coin. In my case, I will introduce a quarter. You introduce the quarter, and you say that the quarter is going to help you find that card. You then take your deck, and with your deck, you just go ahead and you will tap your coin, and your coin will disappear right in front of their eyes, just like that. You then cut the deck to where the coin is, because the coin is now suddenly in the middle of the deck, and that coin is resting on top of their signed chosen card. I'm not even sure if I mentioned you could even have them sign your coin if you want to. None of the signing is necessary on card or coin, but it's possible if you want to do it without any problems or doing anything different with this effect. So that's what the CVF is basically signed chosen card, coin is introduced, disappears when tapped with the deck, and then that coin is smack dab in the middle where their chosen card is. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what you're going to get. So it only comes, as I understand, in these red bicycle backed cards right here, which of course I love, red bike cards, United States Playing Card Company. You're going to get exactly 50 cards in this box. And of those 50 cards, 31 of those cards are normal cards, and then you're going to get 19 cards that are gimmicked. And out of those 19 gimmicked cards, there's essentially 3 different types of gimmicks across those. And in essence, there's 2 that are unique, and then the remainder have their own unique gimmick. So that's what you're getting in the box. You're also going to get 2 streaming / downloadable videos, and they're done by Vanishing Inc. The first one is the CVF tutorial, and it's taught by Kyle Littleton, and it is, ready for this masterclass length, 10 minutes and 11 seconds. So within 10 minutes, you're going to learn everything that you need to know about your CVF deck. You're going to see a performance of it. You're going to see how the gimmick works on here. And that's it. That's what you're going to learn on there. You're also going to get a bonus tutorial, and it is a deck switch that's done by Ernesto Malero, and it is 4 minutes and 41 seconds in length. Despite the length only being 4 minutes 41 seconds, I actually really liked both tutorials, but I liked the deck switch. I like deck switches to begin with. I thought the one that Ernesto teaches is a nice deck switch. It's probably a little bit more intermediate level, but anyway, it was good as well. What's not included? You will need to have your own ferrous, magnetic, or shimmed coin in order for this to work. And I think that by saying that gives away some of the method, so I'm not giving away anything that's not already in ad copy. Basically, you need a coin that a magnet is going to be able to pull. Okay? Simple as that. But that must be done by yourself. I have a quarter right here that fits that criteria, and I can accidentally spend it quite easily because it's just hard to tell that it's magnetic. So, all right, let's talk a little bit. How are the instructions? So for startling such short instructions of only 10 minutes, it's adequate. It does the job. I got everything that I needed in that short 10 minutes. Since this trick is, it's a self-working trick. Once you know the mechanics of how it works, that's fine. There's not a lot to teach. It's really up to the performer to come up with a performance that's going to work for them. If you're somebody who really needs a highly structured performance with scripting and stuff, you're not going to get it here. Just know that you definitely will have to come up with that yourself, in my opinion. I find Kyle, who does the tutorial on here, he's charming, he is affable, and he's very clear in his instructions. And all right, I think that's all I need to say about how the instructions are. They're marked well, they're lit well, I see everything fine, no problem. They're just 10 minutes in length. Let's talk about how is the gimmick. So the gimmick works exactly as advertised, but here's what you need to know. The gimmick really is awesome. It works. I love the gimmick. I do. But let's talk a little bit about each one of the gimmicks. I'm going to show you the gimmicks. So, well, not all the gimmicks. I'm going to show you this gimmick. This is a really super important gimmick. And I'm going to show you this gimmick here. All right? So, all of you, if you purchase this, will get a Joker gimmick. And this is going to fly by all of your spectators with the fact that it is gimmicked. Nobody's ever going to know. I would say, I saw some people who say, I don't like the fact that every time you do the card reveal that you'll probably notice the Joker, and for some people that might be a deal breaker. If you don't like that, just take another card and some double stick tape and tape it on there, and now you have a different card that will work just as effective. And trust me, it'll work, because I've tried it, I've been using it, doing it that way, and it worked exactly the exact same way. I didn't have any issues. Or you can just make one of these gimmicks yourself. Once you get it, you'll understand what the gimmick is, and probably might already have one of these, or could make it yourself. So that's one of the gimmicks. And then this here is the other gimmick. And this gimmick, I think some folks worry, will folks be able to see it? Is it noticeable? I don't think so. I'm going to bring it up close to folks. Now, obviously, since I'm here, there's a lot of heat on the actual gimmick. In a real performance, you wouldn't have a card this close, 12 inches to their face. So they're not going to see it. And when it's really in play, you know, there's always movement, so folks will not see how the gimmick works. I feel very comfortable with the quality of this gimmick, and that it does as advertised, and should last a fair amount of time. But I want to qualify that a little bit. But I'm going to talk about that a little bit later when I talk about the cons of it. So Here's the one thing I wish they would have taught. I would have liked to have seen an additional 10 minutes on the 10-minute tutorial on how to make this gimmick. Now, once you get it, you can look at it and figure out how to probably make this gimmick, or you already know how to make this gimmick. But for what it would take and how easy it is to do tutorials these days, I would love to have seen a tutorial on making this gimmick, because eventually it will wear out, and you know, seeing how they exactly put it together would be helpful for me to make a determination whether I want to remake the gimmick myself or if I should just repurchase it. And a lot of times, you know, if it's kind of a pain in the butt to make the gimmick, and they make such nice gimmicks, I just might reorder the whole thing anyway, because it's just worth it. So, but I would have liked to have had that option. I'll add one other thing about this. When I first got it and was practicing, probably within the first 4 minutes, I almost bent something on this that was really important. As I was going down to do the vanish of the coin, just because I was still new at it, I almost banged something on the table that could have bent it up. So my advice to you, pro tip here, or not pro tip, it might be idiot tip here. The idiot tip here is practice it slowly when you first get it, so that you know the timing of stuff, so you don't inadvertently damage your gimmick. If I had damaged it, I think it would have been done and I couldn't have made it look as nice as new, and probably would have had to purchase a new one, to be honest. So that's my pro tip / idiot advice there for you. Let's talk about the skill level. This is easy peasy. It is beginner level here because it's self-working. There's nothing difficult to learn here. With that said, and this should be true and obvious of everything, you should take 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes even, before you perform this for someone. I found for myself that it took 15 minutes of just practicing and doing it over and over and over before I finally figured out like all the subtleties and nuances of what happens sometimes as you're in that process. Like I learned that if I did not get it precisely as I was doing my move down on top of the coin, I couldn't make the coin vanish. So, and you're only going to learn how to get that perfect by practice. Nobody can sort of teach you that through a tutorial, other than they can sort of point it out. You'll only get good at it by practicing. And it'll only take a couple minutes because it's not rocket surgery, all right? All right, let's talk a little bit about the pros. Everything works as advertised. There's no misleading here on the ad copy, other than it says you can pick any card. They can't pick any card. You have to control that, but it's pretty easy. In the bulk of the deck, they can pick just about any card. They can sign the card and sign the coin if you want to. It's easy to do. There's 0 sleight of hand here. I think this gimmick is clever. I think how it's all put together is clever. It's not a new plot, by the way. And the methods here are not new methods, but the combination of the methods in this specific plot here, to my knowledge, are new. But it looks very similar to very other, because the plot is the same, that's with releases by some other folks. There's really a positive here. There should be no heat on the deck. Even though the deck is gimmicked, I think that the tutorial does a nice job. If you do the performance as such, you shouldn't have any heat on the deck itself, and so you shouldn't worry about your gimmicks being seen. All right. Also, I would say another thing is that I use a quarter, but if I wanted to use a larger coin, like a Kennedy $50, or if you're in the UK, some of your larger coins should work. I had no problem having it work with larger coins. Let's talk a little bit about the cons here. So, I felt like there could have been more than 10 minutes on the tutorial, like I've said. I really would have liked to have received how to make the gimmick. That would have been nice on there. It is a one-trick pony. It might actually be a two-trick pony. Like, I think I could probably come up with, because there's enough normal cards in there that I could probably perform an additional effect, and it would not be noticed that I'm working with a gimmick deck. But in essence, you've got a one-trick pony deck. You cannot hand out this deck. Not at all. Not possible. That's why they teach the deck switch. So you could use any deck switch that you wanted, or just close and put it away in the tuck case and tuck it in your pocket. And then if you wanted to do the simplest way, just pull a different deck of cards out of your pocket and start a new trick. Okay, so I'm going to do something. I want to be fair to the creators and not give away methods. Most of you probably, if you're a magician, you have a good sense of how this works already. So if you're not a magician, I don't want to be giving things away. I'm going to do a little Penn and Teller here and speak in code to my magician friends here so that they sort of get some stuff. If I were you, here's what I would like to know before purchasing. So on this card here, there's one piece that could crack. And if it cracks, things could become, I might come unhinged. And I might flap in the wind a little bit, if that helps. So it's no problem. I appreciate the tutorial addresses how to take care of that, and you can just take care of it with a simple piece of Scotch tape. If you can't remove that Scotch tape because it might destroy your card, then that could be a problem. So you might want to just put a piece of Scotch tape on top of it so you don't become unhinged. And after multiple performances, if you've got 3 or multiple performances, let's say it cracks more than once, you could possibly have tape on tape on tape, and that could be a problem. So I don't have that issue. I have seen online, and it is addressed in the tutorial itself, that over time it's going to crack. And so I don't know how many performances that is before that occurs, and if I can't get the tape off to apply new tape, having tape on tape after a while I don't think will be good and will expose what the gimmick is. So not a deal breaker. I have actually put this through the test and have utilized the thing that I'm talking about, more than 50 times now probably. So anyway, something for you to consider, and something I would want to know if I were on that side of the screen and still trying to be respectful of the creator and not to give away all the entire methods there. All right. Okay, I hope that's helpful for you. I mentioned a con, only red bicycle back cards. That could be a deal breaker for some folks. You've got to be precise when you're doing the vanish, so practice. I did not mention that it can be a little bit noisy when you're doing the vanish, depending on what the surface is. I found that when I'm doing it on top of a softer surface, so if you're using your card mat, shouldn't be any problem. You shouldn't have much talking if at all, or a softer surface, fine. If you're doing it on a hard surface, you might hear a little bit of noise. That's what I experienced. If you're working in a busy, sort of with lots of ambient noise, which is typically for me if I'm doing like a walk around, then it's not going to be noticed at all. And I felt like the more I practiced, the more I was able to sort of reduce the noise or the talking. So something for you to consider. My biggest issue, and it's my issue, is the why would I perform this? For me, I want an effect to be meaningful for my spectator. I want them to care. We've all seen a magician have them pick a card and then find a card. The unique thing here is that you're able to have a coin vanish and then have it find the card. That's impressive. It's visually beautiful. I think you want to find a way to create the scripting that adds more powerful effects. So that's not really necessarily a con, but something you want to consider with any effect of like, how does this fit your character, and how do you make it impactful for your performer so that they care, that it's just not another card trick. All right, those are the things that I think are helpful, or I'd like you to know if you're considering this. Who's going to like it? So if you're a close-up card magician, gonna love it. Close-up worker, gonna love it. If you're a coin magician, I think you'll like it as well, just because it combines cards and coins in a really nice way and can be worked into a larger routine with coins. So I think there's a lot of people that this is going to appeal for, because it does the job and works as advertised. So if you can see that fitting into your character, then this is great. Let's talk about the cost. In the United States, this costs $34.95. I always go check out Merchant of Magic in the UK, and they have it for the British pound. It's £31.46. If you're buying through euros, it's 36.83 euros there. That sounds odd, like how do you say euros? 36 euros, 83 pence. I don't know. Anyway, that's what it cost in the UK. So I think that's, for these gimmicks, is really a great price. My gimmick is really well made, and the fact that someone made it for me, they did a nice job on it. I think that's an extremely fairly priced for this product. So, all right, those are the things that I think will be helpful for you. Go ahead and leave a comment if you purchased it and I didn't mention something or things that you would think would be helpful for the community. Leave it down in the comments so that the comment section on all of my videos can be helpful for anyone who's reading those comments. I really appreciate it. It doesn't just need to be me contributing. You as the viewer, please contribute as well to the comments. I always appreciate it. You are a bright, a lot of smart people out there who have a lot of great input. So add that in the comments. Hit the like button, and of course, if you haven't subscribed, let's get to the 1,000 subscribers and do that soon. Let me tell you about some of the other things I have coming up. I'm going to do Repetition by Nathan Kranzo, and I'm going to do Definitely Marked by Brent Braun. Coming up, I also purchased the Covert Reel by Uday Jadgawar, so I may or may not do a review on that, but those are some of the things that I have in the hopper. All right, I'm glad you're all here, and I appreciate it. I'm FiddlinJonny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.